Sean McVay almost choked away the Rams win.
Let's break it down. So the Rams just got a critical stop against the Chicago Bears on 4th and goal. Right now, they're at their own 2-yard line with around 3 minutes or so left to go in the game. And what they need to do, if you're a Rams fan, is you need to run the clock out. And they see they have to run the ball at least the first play. They run the ball, and that means Ben Johnson takes his first timeout right here.
That's huge that he calls a timeout because the Rams have the opportunity to not let Ben Johnson's offense get the ball again. They can win the game if they get a couple first downs. Ben Johnson calling a timeout tells you what he's thinking.
The game's over if you get a first down and stay in bounds.
Exactly. He doesn't want his defense to go back out on the field after this possession.
So you need at least 1 first down, probably 2, because Ben Johnson still has 2 additional timeouts plus a 2-minute warning. So you give it again to Kyren Williams. And this is a great run here.
Yep.
Looks great. But Kyren Williams, he played well all game. But you cannot go out of bounds right there. You cannot go out of bounds.
You got to be smarter. He's looking to find contact to get a bigger run.
Just slide down.
Slide down. He wasn't pushed out of bounds. He was trying to find contact, and then Byard makes a great tackle. He's an all-pro. He makes a great tackle, forces him out of bounds. Now Ben Johnson gets to save a timeout. And at the end of the day, that first down really means nothing for Ben Johnson because
he just lost 1 timeout.
Yeah, and they're still at the, I think, 14-yard line.
So now if you're the Rams here, it's the same situation. You need to make sure you get the clock out, and you need another first down as opposed to just 1 first down. Right. So you obviously need to run the ball here to make sure the clock is running, and you're going to run the ball to Kyren Williams right here, who gets stopped.
Ooh, great tackle right there by Byard. Again, Kyren Williams, yes. So that was the right play by Sean McVay to run the ball. You want to run the ball. You want to get the clock running. You want to force Ben Johnson to use a timeout, either or. But in this case, Ben Johnson doesn't use a timeout because now it's 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13. His defense is in a favorable position. And so no timeout, clock running, still 2+ minutes left.
Yeah, there's around 2:20-ish or so left. And the Rams, there's still around 8 or so seconds left on the play clock when they snap this. If you're the Rams and Ben Johnson's not using your timeout, that's good for you. We need to bring the clock all the way down, the play clock all the way down, especially when you're not running some intricate play. You're just running an outside zone run here that's not going to get too much. But they don't bring the play clock all the way down, and now there's around 2:15 left as they finish that play.
Yeah, so here's what's really interesting. At this point in time, the clock is no longer a factor for the Rams, okay? They need to get a first down. It's not about winding the clock and getting as little time as possible because the 2-minute warning is coming up. And we know, even if they run the ball and the clock is still running, Caleb, it will be 4th down, right? They're more than likely not going to get a first down on the run. Caleb Williams would have the ball with 2+ minutes left. You need the first down here. Consider passing.
This is what we're talking about. It's 2:07 left, right? So either way, if you run a play, the clock is stopped at 2:07. Either way, if you run a play, it's going to take you down to the 2-minute warning, a pass or a run. Usually you'd want to run here because you would just want to take it down 2-minute warning, but 7 seconds is going to take how long the play is going to take. You'd rather pass the ball and get the first down. But Sean McVay, really conservative, runs the ball and is expecting to punt here.
Yeah, this is all on Sean McVay. You have to know the situation where it actually, again, the clock running, the additional 7 seconds is not going to hurt Caleb Williams when they already have
and it's already going to take you down to the 2-minute warning once you pass it.
The clock is going
to start the clock. It's going to stop in 7 seconds anyway.
Exactly. So that's why you need to at least give your team the best chance to get a first down, and that's not an inside zone run when you have Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams on the same team.
And then look, you see at the end, right? Of course it comes back to hunt them. Sean McVay wants to punt, right? But it's kind of comes back to him because of the decision he made. The punt is a terrible punt. The Bears get the field position around their own 50-yard line or their 50-yard line, which makes it pretty easy for them to go down the field. The punt did nothing. You might as well should have passed the ball on 3rd down, got the first down, because if you get the first down, the game's probably over.